Hey, welcome back to the shop. My name is Eric, and I have one of you guys ask, can I do something on what our normal day is here? And my normal day starts in the morning around 5 a.m. and I'm doing billing uh, for customers to pick up. We have one sheet that does for the shop, and then I take that sheet and I turn it over into a total bill for the customer. And then around 8 o'clock, I'll start calling customers. But I spend a lot of time doing that kind of stuff. Uh, as you can see right here, we've got a weed eater that we just finished, a steel, that needs a carburetor. We've got this chainsaw that I just got fixed. It's a Farm Boss, but the guy didn't take care of it at all, and the chain and bar are shot. And then we got his father's chainsaw. I got running good, but the gas tank leaks. So we're trying to find a new handle because the fuel tank is part of the handle system. And this is my little cubby if I'm doing a lot of chains at one time. Chainsaw chains. And this is just some of the inventory, This is how we get our oil. I mean, there's not too many places left on the walls and shelves to put stuff. But let's go outside and I'll kind of walk you through what we got going on right now. Actually, we just got through with a thunder shower. Alright, so we've got this Farmall H. The guy said it was having antifreeze come to the base. And he thought it was the head gasket. So what we did was we went ahead and replaced the head gasket on this. And just sitting, it had no leakage. But the minute we started it and it started coming up to temp, it started dumping antifreeze into the base. So we know there's a crack somewhere in that block. And we're going to talk to the customer and then explain to him, I think that's as far as you want to go. It's a Farmall H. It's not a high dollar machine, not a high sought after one. But he wanted us to see if we could put the head gasket in it and hope that would take care of it. Get it running, which we did. And also change it over to a 12-volt system, which we do on a lot of the older tractors. It spins faster and it starts easier. We've got that tractor there. Was a customer's and he wanted everything done on it. So I ordered all new and rebuilt the engine all the way up, and come to find out it had a cracked head. And the guy didn't want to go any farther on it. But the problem was the guy didn't pay the bill either. So we ended up getting the tractor for the bill. It's got a brand new bottom end, all the way pistons, rings, everything like that. But we just looking for a head. So yeah, any of you guys out there that might have a head for that, let me know. All right, so there's my beast I drive around. All right, so I got this Cub Cadet, and it came in with, it wasn't running right, and it wouldn't hold a charge. So we checked the charging system, and the biggest issue, it needed new batteries. So we put a new battery in it, drained the water out of the carburetor, did a complete service on it, so that's all ready to go. This Troy-Bilt, that came in for a service and the seat falling off, so we had to find bolts for the seat, and we did an oil change, and that's all ready to go now for a customer. Got this old beast. I don't know why the guy wanted it fixed, but we got it fixed and we've got it running and driving. So he thinks it's a gem, but it's an old Skag walk behind. We just finished up this for a customer. He wanted a service done on it. This one here, the guy brought it to us and said if it's going to cost more than $150 to fix it, don't bother with it. Well, no compression. So, what does he say? What do you want? He said, would you take that for the bill? Yeah, I guess so. But it's got the ag tires on it. This generator came in because it was tripping GFI breakers on it. We could not get it to trip the EFI, the ground fault. Come to find out, it's a short in his trailer that he uses, and it's not the generator's fault. The bill on that, no charge. If I don't have to fix anything on it, I can't see charging the customer, tell them that there's nothing wrong with it. And here's one we brought in Tuesday of this week. We do pickup and drop offs for folks that don't have the bigger trailers. I've got 4 different trailers. This is my 18-footer, and this is the beast. The guy called me and he said that he put his PTO shaft on and it came loose and it hit the filter. It hit the filter all right. If you look at this, there's threads, and that threads it's molded to the rear end. So what we're going to do now is order a threaded piece where we can tap the housing. We have nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose. If it don't work, that has to go to a Massey Ferguson dealer and the whole rear end taken off and a whole new housing put on, which is very expensive. So we're going to go ahead and tap that to a metric tap with the other side. We'll thread into that oil filter, and that should take care of that. But this time we're going to hook it up because he doesn't know what he's doing. He just got this just recently. So, and the deck wasn't hooked up right to begin with. So that's what we're working on. You guys that like bigger toys, in my shop, my stuff comes last. If a customer's rig is sitting here, then nobody touches my stuff. This is mine. It's a 350 John Deere diesel. And I went ahead and I ordered all brand new clutch discs for the drive system, so that, you know, for the braking and turning, and because she was starting to get wore. So I figured, well, we started it this past winter. We got one side done because that's one of my smaller trailers. That's an 8-foot by 14 or 12. Yeah, it's 8 foot by 12 foot. And that one we use mainly for the lawnmowers. This one here we use for the compacts, the older 8N, 9N Jubilees, stuff that'll fit onto here. And then we went this morning, that's where I just got back from. We went this morning and picked up a big old Polaris 4-wheel drive with the dually. I've got a Ford F350 dually with a gooseneck. So that's still on the trailer up there because, I mean, it was pouring here. Thunder, showers, everything. This is the front look of our building. And the other thing that you're going to run into is stocking inventory. You know, I told you don't get into debt too far. But we do stock some of the common blades, all the different size strings, a lot of belts. This is just one wall. Take you out here. There's that wall in there. And there's this wall here. But these are all the common belts. What else do we do? What else do we do in the shop? Alright, so we got this Polaris Sportsman 700. We put in new CV axles into it, front and back. All new brakes, calipers. Guy bought it for his wife, wanted to make sure it was safe. We bought it used. This belongs to an elderly gentleman that we've dealt with for years. He uses it up around the lake, driving around the roads. And he said the brake wouldn't set, so end up just from not using it that much, we just PB blastered and it broke it free. Got a Kawasaki that was shooting charging system, was putting 35, 36 volts back into the battery. and it was smoking them. You know, you just put a new regulator into it, new coil into it, resistor on the end for the plug, new plug, and we're getting good fire when we use the tester. But when we put a plug in it, for some reason, it dims right down. So that's going to take a little bit more research. This one come in, it wasn't charging. We put a new regulator in it, and that was the issue. We did a complete service on it, and it's ready to go home. But we haven't got any fancy shop. You know, you got your torches, chargers, welder. This is Claude's toolbox out here in the shop. We've got presses, drill press. We have our own tire machine. We can't do the little lawnmower tires on it, but we do all the rest of the stuff because a lot of this is for the farm too. We've got our compressor. We've got our wood heat. What else can I show you here? Like I say, we do a little bit of everything. You know, it's... Turn that off. But that's my office out here. It seems cluttered, but we carry a lot of parts, Briggs parts. This is all Briggs area. This is the pulley area. We've got cables out here. All these are OEM and aftermarket carburetors, drill sharpener. Most of you guys have probably seen this. This is for the small tires on lawnmowers. It's easier to break it down with that than it is the big one. And as you go out this direction, this is more towards the tractor side. Now, all these filters that are in here, they all go to farm tractors. We also carry paint because we do painting on the farm tractors. But these are all filters. We carry our spindles out here. We carry our Homelite fuel tanks. Repair kits for Briggs, Kohler to do engine overhaul gaskets. We've got clutch plates, clutch discs. This is the lawnmower wheel department. It's got for the, and then the weed eating section. These here are all water pumps that go on farm tractors. We also do outboards, inboards rather, and this is a 140 Merc. And we ended up had a cracked block, so we tear it down and sell off the parts on eBay. But we've got more, and then these whole totes here, those are all cables for push mowers and riding lawnmowers. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of what I do in the shop. I mean, we call ourselves horrors because we'll take on just about anything, unless it's a Massimo or Coleman, right guys? All right, so on that, I'll catch you on the next video.